Yeah. Is this the intro then?
Well, I was just going to stay silent and hope that you would figure it out, because I figured it out the last 2 weeks.
I couldn't keep it together for some reason. For some reason, I just started laughing. I don't know why.
Good job.
Silence is kind of funny.
Second week of, I missed like 5th day of Corona, right?
Yeah.
Day 5, we ran out of food on day 1.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of, we're gonna skim by.
No longer have any pets.
I never had any pets to begin with.
I had to go out and buy one to just have food.
Oh, you clearing out the shelters? That's a good thing to do.
Clearing out the shelters for food. Oh god, that's terrible. This episode is off to a great start.
It's only going to get worse, Josh, because we are going to be talking about the end of Borderlands 3.
Oh, we are.
Let's just get into it. There's not really anything to say about Corona. We're just locked in still. So,
yeah.
You remember last week, Josh, I was saying that I really hated the ending and it was really cringy?
It was really cringy?
Yeah. So spoilers from here till the end of the episode for anyone who cares.
Yeah, probably not the best episode for not wanting to be spoiled in Borderlands 3.
Okay, so let's go through play by play what happened in the ending. Lilith takes off into the sky at like supersonic speed without any iridium.
Yeah.
Without any iridium. And then Tannis goes, "What's she doing? That could kill her." And then Ava stands there and goes, "She knows."
Oh my god.
She's the firehawk. Now tell me that wasn't cringy.
It was, that was very cringy. That ending was really underwhelming.
It was underwhelming, and had Ava have the final line.
Yeah. Ava was not good.
She never got better. She peaked in the mission where you have to go and pick up all her stuff.
Yeah, that was
humanized her, and then she just got worse from that on.
Yeah. Like, I don't... It seemed like she was, like fine with Lilith, like, going and, like, sacrificing herself to save the rest of them. And it seemed like she'd, like, gotten over Maya, even though, like, not much time had passed. And
I would say it had been about 3 days.
Yeah. Like, where was the character development that made those changes? It just kind of it happened in the background, apparently.
Well, you got to understand, Josh, that they can't take any risks with the main story.
No.
This is genuinely a thing. I think Randy Pitchford, I'm not going to try and find the clip because I don't know where it is, but he was saying something like, "Oh, we just go all out on the DLCs because, like, you know, we can take the risk, but they can't take the risk on the main game because that's what sells first."
Yeah, but if they're not taking any risks, they're not making a good story.
Is Borderlands 3 the most popular? Not most, but it's the best selling of the 3.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that doesn't. I mean,
but it was coming off the hype of 2, where like 2 finished with I guess it finished with the DLC that came out last year. But like, other than that, it finished with Tiny Tina.
Yeah, that's true. And also, like, when did Borderlands 2 come out?
2013. They keep saying 7 years ago.
Okay. So it came out 7 years ago, and like the games industry
was really popular.
It was really popular then, and the game industry has like grown a huge amount since then. Like there's tons more people just playing games.
Yeah, actually, I'd be surprised if this wasn't the best-selling version. Any
new game should, or like in a in a series with that much time between them is probably going to be the best selling. Just because there's going to be a lot more people.
The pre-sequel came out, which was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
I don't know how that impacted anything. But again, the pre-sequel wasn't even really that bad. It had a pretty decent story, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah, but if you're playing games solely for the story, you're probably better off with something like The Last of Us or Uncharted.
I'm not sure, though, because Borderlands wouldn't be anywhere near as popular as it is without, like, the good story / characters.
Oh, sure.
Like, the gunplay is fun, but
well, it relies on every single
requires
aspect
the dressing around it.
It relies on every single aspect of the game, but it's like I wouldn't say the story is the main thing. It's like
I think it is on my first playthrough. I care quite a bit about the story on the first playthrough. The second, I could not care less. Like, I put on music and I just don't listen to it.
Yeah. That's
because we play together like occasionally. We've got like a level 20-something playthrough at the moment. And we literally do not listen to the cutscenes. We just completely skip them and we just like chat through the dialogue.
Yeah. Because it's not fun to just blast through it.
Second. Yeah, it's just fun to run through it. And also like the Space Station 27 or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like one of the worst missions for like running through. It's a fine area, but like
I actually do like it as an area.
Down in like, here's a door, wait, here's another door, wait, clear this area, wait, do this, wait.
Yeah.
Even the Katagawa ball fight, like you go into it and you have to clear the room of enemies and then Katagawa spawns.
Yeah. It's annoying.
I think the third time I've done that area, I just thought, can we not have these enemies here? It doesn't make it difficult.
Yeah.
Because the worst case is I die to Katagawa and then I come in and don't have to clear the enemies and I just fight Katagawa. And he's the hard part of this area.
What, Katagawa ball?
Yeah, so, okay.
It's like kind of...
Oh, we're going to fight.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
The first time we did Katagawa ball, I died like twice in a row to his ridiculous explosive AoE thing.
Yeah.
And I just outright died because there's no enemies.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, right, so he's a hard fight. I'll go in again and I'll do it. And it took a while. I didn't have any weapon to deal with his corrosive or his shield.
Yeah.
So if you're using a Jacob's gun, you have to shoot him in the eye. It's really hard because he spins around.
Yeah.
But the second time I did that fight, I was with you and I was playing Mose. And Mose is hilarious at low levels.
Yeah. How long do you think it took?
Well, how long did you shoot it for? Give us a guess.
It was probably like 20 seconds at most. Probably not even that.
Well, no, when I wasn't in Iron Bear, how long did you shoot it for? Because I didn't have it up when this fight started.
Oh,
I'm gonna guess 19 seconds you shot it.
It's probably, yeah.
Yeah. Turns out, you just melt things with Iron Bear at low levels.
Yeah.
And it really falls off.
Really... Oh, does it not, like... Is it not just not as powerful? The scaling doesn't...
Well, I haven't played Mose at that, like, at a high level, because I don't play it when I'm not playing with you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I guess we're not there
as far as I'm aware, from what I've been reading on the Reddit, Mose kind of sucks compared to everyone else.
There's got to be one. There's got to be one that's just worse.
There's always going to be one that's worse because, like, it's just the way it turns out, right? Everyone is on an equal playing field because they're all identical.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was going to say Call of Duty, but that's not even true.
It's more true than Borderlands.
It's more true than Borderlands. Or you've got something like Borderlands or Diablo, where like one class, specifically Wizard, is absurdly broken for the first. When did Diablo come out? 2012, 2013, the first 7 years of its life cycle.
Yeah.
No joke, Wizard just got overtaken this year for the first time since Necromancer came out.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And Necromancer was ahead for, I think, a month or so before there was some like balance changes that made Wizard better again.
Okay. So why is Wizard just the best one then? Why have they not like changed that to make it a bit more
because of the way
balanced?
that they sort of basically Wizard gets a form called Archon, which lets them just walk through everything.
Yeah.
So
Is
for a
that the
while,
one I saw you using before?
Yeah, I think that's so I just like walk through all the enemies and like nothing cares.
Yeah.
They buffed it so that you have this wave coming out of you, it just like wipes everything. And before that, there was some Arcane Orb build that equally did it.
Yeah.
So there needs to be reasonable class balance in loot-based games, because otherwise you just play like Zane, Flak, and Amara. And by that I mean you just play Amara or Zane.
I've really been enjoying Amara. Like, there's...
She's so ludicrously broken, it makes me angry.
It's real fun. I've got to a point with my build where like any time you kill an enemy, there's one skill where, well, not action skill, but it's just like another thing that you unlock. Anytime you kill an enemy, like an orb of damage just goes out and seeks an enemy, and it does like.
And if that kills someone, does that send one out?
Maybe. I don't know, but it's any time you kill an enemy. It's not even like action skill related. Not like after you've used your action skill or while you're using your action skill. Just any time. And also like the I'm using phase cast, and the damage isn't. It's not like Iron Bear was when I was playing with you. But it's...
I don't know, an Iron Bear was pitifully weak. It took 1 second to kill Katagawa. Look, that's not the fastest I killed him.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like when it was legitimately doing the fight and not just walking in with like full gear.
Yeah. How fast?
I've killed him in half a second.
Half a second?
Yeah, it was really absurd.
How? I don't even know how that works.
So it's half a second from the moment the shots hit him.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a huge...
Okay.
I wasn't like stacking buffs and like crit swapping or anything. All I did was I melted his... I put on the corrosive... I was playing Amara. Who'd have guessed? I put on the corrosive thing. Had like 20% of the damage go into corrosive damage.
Yeah.
Pulled out... It's like the binary weapon where you shoot out 2 electric prongs and they like move through the enemy and there's like a lightning between them.
Oh my god.
So
okay.
it melts the first bit and he instantly dies because he gets hit by every shock damage simultaneously. And it fires really fast.
Oh Jesus.
So he just explodes.
Wait, so is this on Mayhem? Or
No, my Amara is like level 22, man.
So is that like around the same level as
it's about where my Mose is.
Okay. So that seems fair.
Well, it doesn't
Jesus.
seem fair, because I'd like to point out I didn't use an action skill.
Huh.
I just did it. Flat.
Yeah, that's really broken, actually. That's like... So, that's like a couple of levels, maybe, above Katagawa Ball? Like, isn't that area around, like, 20...
Well, it
level
scales
20?
to you, but I think Katagawa was about a level lower, maybe like 2 levels higher. It
doesn't
not
scale...
much.
Does it scale to you? I
think it scales by your entrance level.
Oh,
So
really?
whatever you start the level on, it will scale the level to. Because I've seen people say that they've gone into the area and he's level 18, and I've gone into it and he's been level 23.
Oh, okay. And then it just sets that for that playthrough, I guess.
For that, like, attempt at him, I reckon.
Well, no, because I've gone back and I've fought... I can remember we... Actually, was it us that did it?
Oh yeah, we went and did...
Or Megamind.
Yeah, Megamind, not Gigamind or whatever his name is.
Gigamind. Yeah,
I think that was because
Gigabyte.
we hadn't moved too far. I think we hadn't. We have to like beat the final boss maybe, and everything will reset itself. Because
Okay.
I've gone on fought Katagala again. I'm pretty sure he's been like a high level.
Well, I just assumed it was mayhem mode that was like making
No,
everything
mayhem is
again.
a thing you turn on that just like allows it provides enemies more armor and health and a couple of buffs.
Okay. Yeah.
And we'll see how new mayhem works because it was meant to. I thought it was meant to come out on Thursday, but it didn't. It was just the DLC and the level cap increase.
Yeah.
Which shockingly didn't make me much more powerful. My flak build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an extra what? Four levels. Okay, so that's not too much.
I got one capstone and like a couple middling levels.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably hit 60, maybe 65 by like game's end. I don't think we're going to 72.
Let's go to 80 again.
But I don't think there's enough skills to go to 80, frankly. Like, I'm looking at it, and it's like, you know...
Could you not fill it up at 8?
I think 80 would give you almost every skill.
Actually, was that the case in Borderlands 2? Like, did Borderlands 2...
pretty close.
Okay.
I mean, I could open Borderlands 2 and we could find out, but, you know, where would the fun in that be?
Yeah. Wouldn't be fun
I'll
at
open
all.
Borderlands 2 and I'll find out. We haven't played since January 6th.
Wow.
And that's because I opened it by accident, I think.
Oh.
I'm really conflicted about how they're doing Mayhem now, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you heard how they're doing it?
No. I've tried.
There's now going to be 10 Mayhem levels.
Okay.
And it's going to be like OP levels. I don't think you have to do Digistruct Peak or anything like that. But they have their own loot. According to what they've said.
They have their own loot?
Also, have you found every time you open Borderlands 2, it puts you in like... I don't know, like a really low resolution?
No. I don't think.
This is terrible.
Maybe. Like, if you haven't... Like, every time you reinstall it, maybe...
I haven't reinstalled it, though.
Huh. I think that happens to me. Like, it just resets video settings or something.
Oh, it's because they've done, like, shift or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not fair. My Steam name isn't valid.
To log into shift.
Yeah. It's because of the crossplay and stuff.
Okay.
But I cannot tell you how much more I prefer the layout of Borderlands 2.
What, like UI?
Yeah, the UI is way more responsive.
Yeah. You can... I feel like you can just see more as well.
Oh my god, the gun doesn't take up anywhere near the same like amount on the screen. Maybe. I'm learning so much. Well, yeah, sure. I'm not looking at this anyway. I'm meant to be looking at my skills, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So how much does it actually?
You can get at level 80. I've got pretty much 2 entire trees.
2 entire trees. Okay.
Yes, but I already pretty much have that on Borderlands 3. Okay. And I have like 20 something less skill points, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think there's just less.
Okay.
There are a lot of skills in here that have like 5.
It felt like, I mean, looking at the tech trees in Borderlands 3, it did look at first like there was more.
I think it's just there's more skills that don't have like. Let's look at Salvador's like middle tree rampage. It's got 2 5s. The next one has 2 5s. The next one has 2 5s and a 1. Then it's a 5 and a 1. Then a 5 and then a 1.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
There's lots of just. You've got to put a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah. Whereas, like, I guess in Borderlands 3, there's a lot of 1s and 3s.
Yeah, I think there's maybe like there's barely any 5s really. Yeah, you look at the other tree; it's the same way.
Yeah.
And I can't tell with the Brawn tree because I haven't spec'd into it, but I imagine it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the main difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
That's
a lot
Aetheon,
of points
it would be
that's going to take
terrible
up to fill them up to 5.
Yeah.
You basically, you really would just have all trees at that point, I guess.
And it's this odd thing where there's this peak amount of skill points that promotes build variety.
Yeah.
If you have one skill point, there's only per person there's 6 builds you could have unless you put one skill point on action skill. You've got one of each, like, prong on the tree.
Yeah.
And there's 2 prongs per branch. So that gives you 6. And then as you get more, there's like way more. But at a certain point, once you've cleared one tree, you've just got another section to do. And what have you done?
After my my mishap, we are back.
You are just ruining audio.
I am. I meant to be the audio guy.
Yeah, we're gonna have a technical difficulties, bleep, I guess.
Yeah.
And we're back. Where were we?
We were talking about skill trees.
Oh yeah, we were talking about how you can't go to level 80 because it would be absurd.
Yeah. And it would. It really would.
Part of me wants it, and the other part of me is like, yeah, but then we'd have one build.
It would be... I think, like, for the very end game of Borderlands 3, like, years and years down the line, maybe that will be alright.
I mean, there's not too many builds in Borderlands 2, all things considered. There's basically 3.
Yeah.
There's tree 1 and 2, tree 1 and 3, and tree 2 and 3. That's it. Those are your trees.
It's just wherever you're putting most of your...
Yeah, because they never... No builds ever go 2/3 down all trees. And actually, they wouldn't be able to because of the way that the trees work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you need a certain amount to hit the next point. So, and there's way more skills at the top than at the bottom. The final 2 sections literally have a 5 and a 1, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, I'm putting this out now. If one day we end up at level, I would say 70, I think build diversity will go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my bet.
Well, like, anytime they're adding a level cap, it will probably...
Well, sometimes it goes up. There's an optimal amount, right? Because you want enough that you can pick and choose from trees, but not too many that you just have... You have excess, and you just take the good skills and not the bad ones.
Yeah, I guess.
Or you'll if let's say there's 10 good skills spread out through all the trees, and if you can get to them all, that's your core build now, and everything else is like supplementary fluff. That is, you see it in Hearthstone a lot, where like all of the decks end up the same, barring like 1 or 2 cards changed out. If you got an aggro deck, it always has the same like. It always had Ziliax and all this stuff, and all Highlander decks have Zephyrus and Alexstrasza. I know this means nothing to you, but like, all the decks have the same like general outline, and they sort of swap out the occasional bits and pieces for classes, but that's about it.
Like, thinking back to when I did play it a bit, like, considering the amount of cards that are in the game, it was surprising to see like the same ones over and over again.
Oh look, it's Northshire Cleric and Power Word Shield. I mean, to be fair, that has now been Hall of Famed. You can't play Northshire Cleric anymore.
Oh, can you not?
No, wow. It's well, I think you can for about a week from now, and then it goes.
Okay.
But it needed to go.
That's the like heal a friendly minion and draw a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just too powerful.
Yeah, that was.
So there needs to be like a limit on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the everyone keeps calling for Mo's buffs, and I'm calling for a Mo's buff because she needs it, or like at least scaling with Mayhem.
Yeah.
But the problem I have is that Mo's doesn't need a gear if there's an Iron Bear build.
Yeah, you just use Iron Bear.
You use Iron Bear, and you make it so that you never lose Iron Bear, and if you do, you immediately get back inside it. You make it very tanky, and you just sort of roll.
Yeah.
I can think of ways that I would change Iron Bear to make it so that it scales with gear, but also remains the same, which is make it so that Iron Bear, you can like get out of Iron Bear and hop on the back with the turrets.
Yeah.
And your gun then has increased fire rate and doesn't use ammo. It just has infinite ammo for the duration.
Yeah, and
that would make it so it scales with your gear.
I don't know if that would like there would be some like builds that would be absolutely insane.
Yeah, no. Yeah, see, when I say that, like,
if you're not reloading, and if you're not,
think. Yeah, I was thinking about the flacker. If you never reload the flacker.
Yeah, I actually just got a flacker with my Amara build.
Oh, did you? I was going to talk to you about this because
it's annoying to aim.
Build.
It's annoying to aim.
It's annoying to aim, but
holy crap!
You know how Flak has the thing where crits are guaranteed for 3 shots?
Holy
pew pew!
The Flacker. Oh, go ahead.
So I got the new class mod from I got the DLC, guys. I've played it. I could give it a little review, but I got the class mod for Flak from the DLC, which is every successive crit increases damage until you don't get a crit.
For how long?
It says it's stacked infinitely.
Huh.
So what I do is I fade out, I pull out the flacker, I just like pew pew, and then it just scales in damage.
Oh,
it doesn't seem to, but I like to think it does.
Maybe it does.
It might not count those as the shots. It might be funny about it. Who knows?
The flacker that
very good.
The flacker that I got has after I use my action skill, it gets 100% damage boost.
Oh, you're kidding! You got one of them?
Yeah, I got an anointed one.
You're playing one of the most broken characters because of their 400% damage boosts, and you've got that.
Yeah,
this is why I think Amara is overpowered, because they can action skill the most and they get the most boosts.
Have you seen the thing where you get to use your action skill twice?
No, I haven't, but it wouldn't matter because you don't use your action skill on Amara. You just shoot the floor with it and then you keep going.
I mean, well, it's still fun to use face cast. Face cast isn't too bad. And there's a skill. There's a point you can put in, which just means that you can use it twice. For every single like cooldown. That's all it does. It just means you can use it twice. It seems a little broken.
I think it's probably fine because it doesn't have like stacking after action skill ends, and that's where most of your damage comes from late game.
Yeah,
which is why I really hate anointed guns in a way.
You really hate them?
Yeah, because they really limit build diversity when you think about it. Because it's on shields, essentially it's after action skill ends, deal 50% more damage.
Yeah.
Right? And after action skill ends, like your next 2 clips have more damage, whatever.
Yeah.
At that point, you have to play builds that don't focus on using your action skill for long periods. It's spamming the action skill. Yeah. Which means Iron Bear is just absolutely garbage. Because you have to get in and out of it for it to even be worth it at that point, so you can get the damage boost. But then you're not using your skill, you're just letting the skill use itself. And it's like Death Trap, but worse. I mean, just more damage, but like it's just less interactive.
Yes.
Because it's way slower and standstill.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're having to bend to the rules of the anointed guns to like have the maximum DPS.
This is why I really like Gamma Bursts ones, because Gamma Bursts are, while Gamma Burst is active, gain 110% radiation damage. which is one of those like barely any enemy resists radiation damage, and it's essentially doubling like what you've got.
I mean, it makes sense for most. It should that it would be while action skill is active.
But then it doesn't do anything because it's always on the weapon, and you don't equip the weapon while you're active. You're using Iron Bear.
Oh yeah, I guess. What I mean, if you're getting out, but then
you get in and then get out, and then Iron Bear isn't active anymore.
Yeah.
So you get the weapon bonus, and Iron Bear does his thing. But then you're not an Iron Bear, and it's really uninteractive.
Oh, it counts as Iron Bear not being active once you just get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why you just see people all the time just getting in Iron Bear and then getting out of Iron Bear and then shooting as normal because it does more damage, and that's not an interactive. Yeah, it's clunky and uninteractive. It would be like if to use Amara's abilities, you had to just like use them and get no benefit out of them so that you could do more damage.
Yeah.
But you didn't get the cooldown back either.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, oh, okay, that sucks. I might just be playing someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the anointed stuff that I've got so far isn't too bad. Like, I guess...
all the anointed stuff's really good. That's the problem with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in terms of, like...
to using them.
Like, it doesn't make using... it doesn't make using, like, the action skill kind of clunky or anything. I guess having like, a one quick use action skill, I guess, makes it... kind of nice for anointed guns.
Oh, anointed guns should be like additional effects that are good for certain builds but aren't good for all builds.
Yeah.
But because of how good the effect is, it's not this gives you like a 20% damage boost and it like fits how you play. You are now going to play this way because of the gun.
Yeah.
And that's fine in the mid game when you're picking up guns and then you're adapting, like, because you're not at full build.
Yeah.
But I feel like the guns you pick should be determined by the way you want to play, not you're playing this way because the guns are better.
Yeah.
And that's true to a limit. Like, we'll use Diablo as an example. Diablo has sets, and sets have, like, for these abilities, you gain, like, I think one of them you gain 2,000% extra damage, or there's one that says 65,000% extra damage, I think.
Yeah.
The skill's terrible, but, like, that's why it needs the 65,000% damage increase.
Yeah.
Right? So you play in this way, but there's one of those sets for, like, pretty much every skill. So there's 4 sets of most classes and 5 for some.
Okay.
So you get to pick how you want to play. And some are objectively better than others.
Yeah.
Right? But there is at least variety in how they work. The anointed buffs are literally just... all the flak ones just say after action skill ends, after rack attack is used, and while Gamma Burst is active.
Yeah.
And so that is a very boring way of rolling these.
It's just so tied to, like, tied to the characters and their skills. Yeah.
And in some ways that is good. Like, I'm not saying it's the worst, because it's like, there's like additional bonuses you can have for playing these characters.
It will be cool.
Or you rolled this really good item for a different character, you can put it to them. And it's like, yeah, but you haven't given us stash space for this, man.
It would be cool if it was a little more general.
But it'd be nice if they were a little bit more general, or if they were a little bit more specific. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, like...
Yeah? How exactly?
So, I'm trying to think of a way of phrasing it, but, like... Okay, so there's some builds that focus on nuking bosses, and there are some that focus on enduring enemies.
Yeah.
But none of that comes across in the items you can pick up.
Okay.
So if you notice that, like, all of the legendary items that you really get are... they work uniformly on bosses and enemies.
Yeah.
And I think that's missing a large part of what could be used in like, a lot of builds. Okay. We'll go back to Borderlands 2 for an example, because Borderlands 2 is, like, a horrible mess in the end game. You know?
Yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Which is...
It's fun, though.
It's fun, but, like, what you would do is if you were playing Salvador, you would take, like, some very specific skills, and then you would take 2 guns and you would just go and nuke a raid boss. You wouldn't even think about it. You just like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to kill you instantly. And like that's fun. And like I'm fine with that because what it lacks in mob clearing, it gains in raid boss killing.
Oh, are we having issues again?
Oh my god! Don't you tell me we're having issues again. We're having issues again.
Am I sounding robot-y?
No. I think we're good. I think we're fine.
Okay. That's good.
Whew. That could have been bad.
So many hiccups.
Right, so the way they're doing raids at the moment, I think you've beaten the game, so you might have done the raid, the Malawan Black Site.
Oh no, not yet. I just started it.
You know you can't go back to it, right? So you have to do it all in one.
Oh, which one?
The Malawan Black Site.
The
takedown.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just started it. By which I mean, like, I went to the area, and
then you stopped.
Yeah, I like.
That's fair.
I went into it and then I got killed, and I was like, okay, I'll do this another time.
Yeah. So the way those work is that you go into them and you have to fight a bunch of normal enemies. There's a couple of mini bosses in there, and then you fight the raid boss at the end. You fight Wotan the Invincible.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is way better than the way raid bosses were originally done. Kind of. I'm a little bit mixed.
Yeah.
In that you can't just go in and nuke them as Salvador anymore.
Yeah.
You kind of like, I played 8 Iridium, it's my time to shine. Boom, now I've got 20 Iridium. That's being like... that's very harsh, 20 Iridium from a raid boss. You would get like 100.
Yeah.
So, because of the way that you have to go through all these like... these mobs of enemies, you can't just take nuking builds. Unless you're going with like an extra person who is taking a pure like clearing build so that you can take this nuking build.
Yeah.
So for that, so I think that's good. It adds, first of all, adds a group build diversity because you can now take specialists like this person is more support. I was going to say more support. There's no supports in Borderlands. No matter how hard they try and push Siren in Borderlands 2 as a support, they have one support ability, and it's the instant long-range res. And that's it.
Yeah. No, you could shoot your friends to give them health.
Okay, we did this like 5 times, and it was when we were like, we could wait for the health regen, or you could shoot me. It's like, I'll shoot you, okay.
Yeah.
That was how it went. It was never like... I think you very rarely actually shot me to stop me from dying.
I think that
it's just too hard to keep. You can't do it.
No, because I need to be killing enemies as well. Like
when we were at bosses, you could have shot me to heal me. I think we did that occasionally at like Terramorphous, where like I'd run up and just like I'd go and shoot him, and then I'd come back and I'd be like, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" And then I would go back in.
Yeah.
But even then, Terramorphous wasn't that big of a deal, provided you didn't get knocked off the edge. That was the most dangerous part about him. Which was a very unfun mechanic, too.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, I got hit at an angle slightly poorly. I've now gone from Pride Rock to the other side of the moon. Like, you couldn't stop it.
Get ready to do the entire thing again.
Yeah, it always sucks. You get into a third health, and he's like, "I'm gonna black hole you in and push you into the fucking sky."
Yeah.
So it's good you can't do that anymore. Offers build diversity to it, however you could do it. The problem is, like, give items that promote that too. Give items that are very good at, like, you know, this item starts off slow, but the more you hit this person, the more damage it deals.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, have actual AoE weapons that do good damage and aren't absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
Because the flak isn't actually very good against AoE, really. It's too hard to set up.
I mean, I think
if you phase lock them into one place and then you do it, it's fine, but, like, flak can't.
Yeah. There are some, like, not anointed guns, but just regular guns that I've seen that just have like, have buffs like that, where it's just continued killing just raises their stats. Like, just keeps on adding more.
I haven't seen any of those.
Really? the sniper rifle that I've been using, which is already really good. I think I think it's either every time you get a critical or every time I think every time you kill an enemy. I think.
Yeah, if it was every critical, Flax would take it and they would like cripple their crit so that they could like chain fire it for 5 seconds, and it would like completely compensate for the crits.
On this gun is really good for like any boss that just has a period where it's immobile. Just go up to the crit because it's quite fast firing as well and fully automatic. So you just let it charge up for like half a second and then fire 10 sniper rifle rounds into it. The thing is, I think every time you kill an enemy, you get increased reload speed and like increased damage for like 20 seconds, and the effect stacks.
But I assume the first 20-second runs down as the second one like gets set, right? So
probably, yeah.
So you have to kill very quickly to have it keep going off.
It does kill quite quickly, though.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
In the in like the list of additional things after like the general stats, it has 370% weapon damage, and it's already
Jesus Christ.
It's already like a pretty powerful weapon. So it just mows things down. The only problem is it's a sniper rifle, so it just doesn't have much ammo. That's the main concern. So if you can solve the ammo problem, then
most could actually solve that ammo problem.
That's what I was. That's
she gets in and out of Iron Bear. She has infinite ammo, right? So like,
oh god, yeah. I was gonna say with that, if you were just using your weapon as a turret on the top with infinite ammo.
No, but she can already use infinite ammo. She already has bottomless clips.
Oh.
The whole middle tree is get infinite ammo.
Huh.
Like, if she has a skill, if you get in and out of Iron Bear, you have infinite ammo for, like, 5 seconds.
And that's without reloading?
It says infinite ammo.
I guess, yeah.
So I would assume it puts... otherwise it would be terrible.
Lot. That's...
But then the Iron Bear takes ages to get in and out of. And it has a huge cooldown.
It's probably worth it, though.
Because you could 2 capstones, you can probably get that and take the Iron Bear build. So you like nuke them with Iron Bear. When it runs out, you just shoot them, and then Iron Bear comes back up, and you do it again.
Jesus, I don't know. I don't even know if you need to do it again. Well, at least for some bosses,
got
you
a lot of health and like vulnerability phases too.
Yeah,
this is the thing with the vulnerability phases. These like nuking builds don't work anymore because you have to do it 4 times.
Yeah, the invulnerability phases are really, really
Which is
annoying.
why you want, like, pseudo-nuke builds that have really high turnaround on their, like, high damage, but it's not, like, Salvador high. Which I guess is what we would call, like, the peak.
Yeah.
Like it or not, this is peak physical performance.
Salvador is, like, truly the final evolution of man.
He really is. I mean, like, he is being hunted by a creepy dude in the new DLC.
Oh, really?
Well, not hunted exactly, but there's a poster on the wall that has a list of Salvador's tabs.
Okay.
And he hadn't paid them off.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't appear, though. It's only Gage.
Oh. I guess maybe, and then... Are they just going to bring all the the characters back for the DLCs?
Well, there's... Excluding the Vault Hunters in this game, there's 14 Vault Hunters, right? There's Lilith, Brick, Mordecai, and Roland, and then you've got the 6 from Borderlands 2, whose names escape me: Salvador, Gage, Krieg, Axton, Maya, Zero. What's the last one? I'm missing one.
Am
I? I've already got them all. Doesn't matter. And then you've got the, like, 5 from the pre-sequel. I can't remember. It's like Aurelia, Wilhelm, Claptrap, Handsome Jack, and Athena.
Okay.
I did it.
I had absolutely no idea.
I'm amazed I could remember this.
Yeah.
But if we look at who's
Impressive.
come back, Roland's dead, so he can't come back.
Yeah.
The other 3 came back, so everyone from Borderlands 1 came back. Then you've got Handsome Jack came back, the fake Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
He came back. I guess spoilers, but he's in the Handsome Jack DLC. But I like when I went into it, I assumed he was going to be there.
I've seen like a little bit around the Handsome Jack part. Yeah.
Yeah, so he comes back. Aurelia comes back as one of the bosses. Wilhelm obviously can't come back. He died in Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Claptrap, their production line was scrapped, so they can't come back. And then Athena, people are calling to come back as well.
I don't even know who Athena is.
She's the one with the shield.
The one with the shield. Okay.
Yeah. She throws it. I think she throws it, and then her action skill was terrible from recollection because you would throw it and then you would have to wait like 20 seconds to throw it again, and it did like no damage.
Jeez.
And then
It really doesn't
from
want
Borderlands,
to play this pre-sequel.
I want to go back and do it, but I'm going to finish up Borderlands 3 before I do that. And then from Borderlands 2, like Axton hasn't come back, Salvador hasn't come back, Krieg hasn't come back, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because Gage is in Guns, so Love Gun and Tentacles, and obviously Maya and Zero are main character. Well, main character, they're like in the main plot.
Yeah.
So it's pretty.
Yeah.
But we should be getting about. There's like 4 that haven't come back in 3. All things considered.
Yeah, they could easily do that in DLC then.
Oh, and by the way, Gage has more voice lines than Maya. I just wanted to throw it out there.
What?
Yeah, because she's a main character of the DLC.
Ugh. Maya, only like Maya had a big part, and
she does, but she goes out so early. You pick her up in Athena, you do like one quest, and then she dies.
Yeah.
But Gage, like you're with her from the beginning of the DLC. She's literally the first character you meet.
Okay.
And then I haven't finished the DLC yet, but like she constantly says things to you. Like as you pick up presents.
Way?
No, I really like her. I think she could, to some people she must be absolutely infuriating.
Yeah.
Right? She's one of those characters. I think she's a Marmite character. You think you'll love or hate her, but actually you're kind of indifferent to her overall because Marmite isn't actually that special.
It's not.
Like I like her character. I think she's quite fun to like be around.
Yeah.
I think if she was around the whole time, I'd shoot her. But like for this DLC, even for like the next DLC, I think I'd be fine with her being around.
Yeah.
And like interacting with some other characters. She's not a Vault Hunter though anymore. I'm sorry, Josh.
She's not a Vault Hunter.
No, she's a wedding planner now.
She's a wedding planner?
Unironically, she's a wedding planner.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, and I haven't finished the DLC yet, so this might be a spoiler, but it's a guess, it's a prediction.
Okay.
I think she's going to marry Deathtrap at the end of this DLC.
Okay. So is Deathtrap like an actual like companion, not just something that she can manifest out of thin air?
Yeah, he walks around with her.
Okay.
He's dressed like a...
That makes more sense for like narrative.
He's dressed like a companion, he's really like pink and weird. Okay. He's not his like aggressive Hyperion looking self.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
He does like one thing as well so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like he doesn't get much screen time. At least up until the point where you go to the library. There's a whole library quest. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright.
So you've played the Handsome Jackpot, and you've played a bit of.
I've probably played about. If we're being generous, I've played half of this DLC.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Okay, but so far, how would you like the the comparison between like the base game Borderlands 3 story versus DLC, like how do they compare?
I like the story more in the DLCs.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think they're actually better stories. I think they're just fun.
Okay.
Like the plot of Borderlands 3.
Well, isn't that
as you have played it? Yeah, that is the aim. But the thing with Borderlands 3 plot is it's super serious but has no stakes. Like we know the world isn't going to end.
Yeah.
Because we know what the next DLC is called, and it's called the Handsome Jackpot. And you can't do that after the world ends. So maybe the 4th DLC actually has some like serious consequences. I doubt it. Honestly. Because I think they don't want to put plot points in DLCs, because if they make Borderlands 4, which I assume they are almost certainly going to, given the ending. And he said, don't let you be the last, or something, don't be the last Vault Hunters.
It'll be funny
we'll talk about that in a minute. They just are. That's just like it. But like, there's going to be Borderlands 4, and they don't want to put like a big plot point in Borderlands 3, the final DLC.
Yeah.
It's the same reason the pre-sequel, like, nothing has carried over.
Yeah.
Like, it canonically happened, but there's only, like, one reference to it in the entire Handsome Jackpot.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, like, after all that stuff on Elpis, Jack gave me this cushy job, and then, like, he stuck there for 7 years, and that's the whole joke.
Okay.
So, like, nothing gets referenced unless it's in, like, a main series Borderlands game, and even then nothing gets referenced. Like, canonically, they did fight Captain Scarlet.
Yeah.
That never gets mentioned.
Yeah. I guess
and also, Maya has opened a second vault. Before the second vault she opened.
Wait,
because at the end of the Talk DLC, you open a vault.
Oh, wait, is canonically, is that Maya doing that?
Canonically, that's any Vault Hunter, right? I assume, like... Oh,
okay.
Those must have happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And I don't like picking and choosing who did what, because then it's a pain. I just assume all 6 did it.
That makes most sense to me. They're a party.
Canon's a weird thing to mess about with like a character choosing game.
Yeah.
The safe assumption is, unless, like, you can't canonically play through Borderlands 2 because you can't play with 6 people. But...
yeah.
It's all 6 who go through.
Yeah, and then they, at all points in the story, they refer to the whole group as one.
I mean, they never actually, like, change the dialogue for one person.
No.
I mean, they address you as one person.
Yeah.
But, like, that doesn't mean that you are the one that's, like, just there.
Yeah.
Also, it makes way more sense that 6 people killed the warrior as opposed to 1 person killed the warrior.
Oh, yeah, of course. The
so
warrior
just, like,
was...
For canon reasons as well. Like, it makes way more sense that 4 people killed Tyreen and not Flack with his dumb dog. Which, as funny as it sounds, it's unreasonable to assume, because Tyreen should actually be ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah. I mean, it's... I wanted to talk about this, actually. The final boss.
Yeah, I told you it was dumb. I told you could crit her very easily.
It just exposes the crit point.
Well, you have to shoot her in the eye, and then it exposes the real crit point, but yeah.
Wait, the real crit point?
Well, her head is the real crit point, but you have to jump on her head and shoot the eye.
Oh, yeah.
Before she pops out.
So, what was that? That was the Destroyer, right?
That was the Destroyer from Borderlands 1.
So, was that meant to...
No, they haven't killed the one... So I thought I was making a mistake here. The Destroyer, the one inside the planet eating, the galaxy eating, that's called the Destroyer.
So there's 2 things called the Destroyer?
Yes.
Why did they do that? That's really annoying. I thought they were referring... because they were talking...
I think it's like the Holy Trinity. They're the same, but they're different.
Because they were talking about the Destroyer and how it was this, like, huge thing that's gonna...
Yeah, the Tyreen, like, nope.
Yeah. Then she comes out and she's actually not that big. It's like kind of a small boss compared to, like, other things you've fought so far in the game.
Yeah, I think it's like a fragment of the Destroyer.
Okay.
Because the full Destroyer is asleep, obviously. Did you read the listen to the Iridium tablets, Iridium slabs?
Not all of them.
Okay, so they're saying that
like ones I've seen, I've picked up.
So generally, the how many have you picked up? Actually, this is very different.
Not many, and not like chronologically.
No,
I
it
assume
just plays you. It doesn't play you them. It just
Oh, really?
like it just plays them like as you pick them up.
So even if you're like in the last area, if you pick one up, it'll play the first.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, that's a nice way of doing it.
Which is so like you can pick them up in any order.
Okay.
Basically, I don't know how much is said in the plot because I went and picked up all the iridium slabs as soon as I could.
Yeah.
So this might have been said to you. This might not have been said. It's really up in the air.
Yeah.
But like the whole it's a giant like trap for the destroyer as says in the main plot, and it's like the planet is encased in iridium.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that said?
I don't remember that.
So the whole planet is encased in iridium,
okay.
And every 200 years, people get lured to it, and then it eats them, and it keeps it like sort of sedated for another 200 years.
Yeah.
That's that's it. That's the whole like. So that I guess that's what the destroyer is. Maybe it's the Vault Guardian.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know. It just sort of comes out of nowhere. It's never explained because they stopped the key from being entered.
Yeah.
And there isn't some massive iridium explosion like there should be if a moon crashed into Pandora.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. It really wasn't a very...
The ending is like terrible. The last hour, you can't say you sat there and this was a very enjoyable experience. I was...
Oh, God. I just remembered the flipping fake-out ending.
I really liked the fake-out ending because I knew it was going to happen.
It was so stupid.
Yeah, it was... It's not good.
So dumb.
But if you don't care about the plot, it's fine. When did it happen, actually? I don't remember. It was some place on Necrodefeo, right?
I think it was... Was it before that?
Oh, yeah, it would be before that because you then go and see Typhon de Leon.
I think it was on Eden 6. Maybe?
Eden 6 is the last vault you open, right?
Yeah, because I feel
the
like
last vault you open is the one with Troy. Because you kill Troy and then you open the vault, and that's where you get the Iridium tablet reading ability, and then I think it does the thing.
I really
like the world is ending, and they say it, to be continued in Borderlands 4 or something, right?
Yeah, that was.
And then it's 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you play through it all
because it ruins the tone of it.
Yeah, no, it really does. They should have
so stupid because it was
they should have
like
played it
serious
straight
thing, and then like it was.
There are so many
serious.
points where they should have played it as a joke, and this was the one time they played the joke, and they definitely shouldn't have played the joke. Like I enjoyed the joke, but it was not fitting.
No, it wasn't fitting at all. It was serious plot happening.
If this happened in
before
DLC
and after it, and there was a stupid like, yeah.
If this happened in a DLC,
yeah,
I would have been absolutely fine with it.
I would have loved it.
It would have been hilarious. Continued in DLC like 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. Right, that would have been fine.
Yeah,
but maybe not the greatest. Like, yeah. And then, oh god, then like Ava becomes. So let's talk about Ava for a minute because you've now seen it to the end.
Yeah,
there's a lot of hate for Ava, and I really do hate Ava, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I think she's a terrible character and shouldn't have been included.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
But she's barely in it. I think this is the most insulting part about it. She's so bad for her entire duration, except for that one quest. And they never redeem her. They never do anything with her. She feels completely unearned.
Yeah. Yeah. It's real weird because it feels like they didn't want to use her so much.
Well, they must have known she was a terrible character.
Well, yeah. Why would they? But then why would they continue with? It's baffling.
I mean, you haven't played the DLCs, but she has no lines in the DLCs.
I'm glad.
Right?
I want to enjoy the DLCs.
For the new Siren, they would have given us the characterization.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they haven't.
Yeah.
So they clearly know that no one likes Ava and they're not going to do anything with her. But she's still, like, the phase lock Siren.
Yeah.
And they killed Maya for this, so I expect something good out of it. Like, that's the problem. Is she's a terrible character, but she has to do something good because she killed Maya.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, like, the argument here is, oh, but, like, if Ava wasn't there, she still couldn't have killed Tyrene and Troy. It's like, yes, but if Ava didn't exist, that plot wouldn't have happened.
She could still exist, and that plot didn't have to happen.
Yeah, I mean, she could have just not turned up. Maya could have opened the vault.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe Maya phase-locked the moon at the end and died in the process. And that's why she gave her powers to Ava. She was saving Pandora, and it wasn't Ava's fault. It was a heroic sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right, and then Ava has to live up to this idea of, like, oh, right, that Maya is the siren that saved Pandora.
Yeah.
She out-firehawked the Firehawk.
Yeah,
and it's not completely
cool.
out of her power's scope. Because, like, what the hell could Lilith do that could push a moon back?
Apparently that was within the scope of her power.
I think I blinked. Didn't she have, like, a Firehawk sigil when she did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I, like, looked away from the screen for a second to grab a drink. I was, like, picking up my bottle.
Yeah, it was like a giant Firehawk symbol in the sky.
Oh, it's so cringe. Because she's not even dead. That's the worst part.
Is she canonically not dead?
You know have you seen her body?
She did fly into space.
Have you seen her body?
I haven't seen her body, no.
Now tell me, did we see Maya die? Categorically, yes. Yeah. We saw Maya die. We didn't see Lilith die.
To dust.
And we could have seen Lilith's body burn up into cinders as she did that, but they didn't show us that, did they?
No.
They just showed the Firehawk symbol, and then the moon was fine. I reckon she's still alive. Probably somewhere in Elpis. Because, you know, it's a planet, essentially. It has a whole thing on it.
Yeah. They don't want to kill her off just yet.
Lilith is the last siren. Crimson Raider, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, as much as you might think otherwise, like Vaughn isn't a Crimson Raider. He's whoever is the closest to winning.
Yep.
Which is, you know, fine. That's Vaughn's character. Mordecai, Brick, and Tina have, like, they've gone off and they're having way more fun adventures that I wish I was part of.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool to be on their missions, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they seem to have loads of fun.
You
like
have
Grumpy Dad Mordecai with, like, fun Uncle Brick. You have 3 good characters.
Well, that sucks, actually. You have 3 really good characters.
And you just do nothing with them, and it's like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I kind of get it, like, we can't just spend all of our time with Tina and Brick and Mordecai because we have spent 2 games with them so far.
Why can't we just spend more?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said last episode I want like a B-Team DLC.
Sorry?
I want a B-Team DLC, I said last week.
Yeah, that would be
People
cool.
are hypothesizing bunkers and badasses.
Bunkers and... I'd like it.
I'd like it.
I feel like they would want to do that again.
I really enjoy what they're doing with the DLCs, though. So, as a pseudo spoiler, I guess it's not really. So, you'll never guess that Moxie's heist of the Handsome Jackpot, or whatever it's called, is a heist spoof.
Yeah.
The whole thing, by the way, is you gather a team up and then you perform a heist. That's it. That's the entire DLC.
I like it.
But there's a bunch of elaborate hoops for you to jump through. And god, there's one quest that I won't spoil how it's done, but it's got like the best transitions to like for missions. I love it. It was like, this is exactly what you should be doing. Don't give me any more of these talk to Lilith.
Yeah. I honestly expect hearing about the talk to Lilith stuff. Just as you said that, I looked over at my other monitor, like with the YouTube homepage, and there's a video, and the thumbnail and title are both just talk to Lilith. That's a video on my recommended.
Shocking, I know.
But yeah, but hearing about that stuff before playing it, I thought it was going to be more of an issue.
No, I don't think that it's a big issue. It's that, like, you spend so much time walking about doing nothing on Sanctuary, and Lilith does nothing in the game. Like, think of what Lilith actually does. She helps you at the beginning of the game, she loses her powers, and then she kills herself, quote-unquote kills herself, saving the planet.
Yeah.
She didn't really do it. She could not have been in the game, and it could have been like, oh yeah, Lilith actually died to Tyrene at the start. And, like, nothing would have changed. Except that ending.
Yep. Yeah, she really wasn't in it much.
Yeah. And then obviously, the second one, what's it called? Love, Guns, and Tentacles. I've been really enjoying because it's an Eldritch Horror sort of themed spoof thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
so it's a lot of Lovecraft inspirations in there.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I don't want another D&D. Like DLC. I mean, I love D&D, as we all know.
Yeah.
It's like a big thing I do every week. I play 2 sessions. But like, part of me doesn't want another one because it's very unlikely they'd top Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep. Because the whole story was a story about Tina has lost someone. So I guess they would do it for Ava. They would get Ava over Maya's death. It would be just like the Borderlands equivalent of grieving as you play Dungeons and Dragons with Tina.
Yeah. But that immediately doesn't work as well, because Ava's apparently fine with that now.
Yeah, like, so you can't even use that as a plot point. God, Ava's such a terrible character. She's angry, and I mean, she's a preteen or / teen. Like, oh god, we were saying, I think it was 3 weeks ago, maybe more, maybe less. We wished that children in video games and like media act like children.
Well,
I'd like to go on statement and say I apologize for making such a ludicrous statement. I do not wish for teenagers, like preteens, to act like irrational dumbasses.
Mm.
They can be emotionally immature, but can they not go to a vault when they don't have a gun?
Yeah. Or any siren powers. Or anything.
Or experience.
Odds. Yeah, they're just literally dead weight.
This is the thing that I don't understand. So when you're on Athena, Ava says, like, oh, I learned to fight way before I met you. And Maya's like, oh yeah? Want to spar, kid? And she immediately pulls away because you know Ava would kick her ass. No, Maya would kick her ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't want to speak any sacrilege there. That was almost bad. But then as soon as she sees, like, Tyrene, a certified psychopath, like, say what you want about Tyrene, but she was not mentally stable.
No.
Right? So she would have killed Ava in a second. It wouldn't have been a spar, it would have been a massacre. Ava should immediately have been, like, running. Like, fear should have... If Ava was terrified in that scene, I could totally see it as a better scene. But she wasn't. She was arsey.
Yeah.
And for a player character, being arsey is kind of fun, right? Because, like, you know you actually can't die. There's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek. Like...
Yeah.
You get it. But Ava isn't that. Ava is a kid.
Yeah.
And she should have kind of been a scared kid.
It would have made a lot more sense.
Beating herself up, but like the moment she sees 2 genuinely terrifying individuals, she backs down.
Yeah.
And then Maya kind of has to protect her. I mean, she'd be just as terrible, but like, I wouldn't have hated her as much.
No, because at least you can sympathize with, like, oh yeah, you made a stupid decision, but you knew it was wrong.
Yeah, the moment it went wrong, you were like, oh, this is why I was told not to do this.
Yeah. But she just, like, continues to be angry and make it worse.
And then she runs Sanctuary when Tannis is right there.
Yeah. Where does Ava fit in?
She doesn't.
That's the struggle of every every teenager is fitting in, including for Ava.
Yeah, like, I mean, the thing is, Tina, as insane as she is, actually fits quite well with the cast.
Yeah.
Because she has, like, Tina is unrealistically skilled with demolitions, and we're all fine with that because, you know, she's funny.
Yeah.
And she was from the sillier side of Borderlands. Like, Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, I feel, were sillier than Borderlands 3. In terms of their actual plot. Like, in Borderlands 2, you get 2 rabbits, like, plush rabbits, stick them to rockets and shoot them into a train.
Yeah.
And then what's the silliest thing you do in Borderlands 3? I guess, like, in the main plot, it's the rogue assassin mission. But Pain and Terror's pretty silly too.
That's silly just because it's Penn and Teller, though, really, isn't it?
But also, I think it's a pretty good like area. All in all, like that's probably one of the better sections of the game.
Yeah,
I think on certain things, I think it would suffer.
I don't like the boss, to be honest.
I kind of like the boss because he does value hitting him in crit spots.
I don't like the fact that like you just like all the bosses just aiming for the crit spots and like destroying, like the fact that they get destroyed I'm not a huge fan of.
I think it's to stop you from getting into, like, if you shoot the one on his back infinitely, that would be cheesy.
Oh, of course, it's huge, like
so it has to go away.
But well, just maybe don't have that as a crit spot. like there's the other one on the front where he has the shield that like comes up to defend it.
Yeah,
which like having that kind of thing could work. Like where they just try to defend the crit spots more.
The thing is, it's a difficult boss to kind of run though, because either he's really susceptible to not crits, right? Like he's just, you hit him with corrosive, he melts, kind of thing. Or you make it so that the crits are the only real way to beat him, but then the crits have to be easy to hit, because otherwise it's not a fun boss.
Yeah.
I think it's a very limited design space.
You run out of crit spots before you kill him.
Yeah, you do. You do have to just shoot him normally. When you can shoot in his eye, that is also a crit spot, but he has to have like
the eyes get destroyed.
No, but you do have enough though, because there's like the one under the arm, there's the one on the front, there's the one on the back, and then there's the one on the side of the head. And
in my eyes, I ended up destroying every crit spot, and he was still in like a quarter health.
Maybe it's because my crit damage is higher than yours.
I think actually.
Might just be one of those things. This might have been Flak, this is a boss that's a piece of cake.
I think I was running this on Mayhem, actually.
On Mayhem, yeah, you're probably going to struggle.
But it's what the thing is on Mayhem. No boss. There's no. Most other bosses have been absolutely fine. The only one that
Mayhem are you on? Mayhem 1 or 2?
Mayhem 1. The only other boss that I had trouble with was Katagawa.
If you don't have shot Katagawa, I can imagine it's pretty tough.
Oh, it's so annoying.
By the way, I assume you're level 53 now.
No. I'm like level 49. I think.
I'm shocked because I beat the game at level 53. I was at max level when I finished.
I haven't done like my side mission completion. Like
have you done Grace's mission? You would know.
Probably not then.
You heartless monster. I'm genuinely surprised that you didn't do all of the B team's missions.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the one thing that you did. You would go through and you did Mordecai, Tina, and Brick's missions.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I saw them then. I guess I just wanted to continue the main plot at that point.
God, the thing is, I do all the side missions because I know that, like, after I've done the main plot, I was either going to unlock True Vault Hunter or whatever Mayhem was, and I was going to be incredibly deflated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they, I guess they're still available, the side missions.
Yeah, they are,
okay.
But I kind of like doing them because they also contextualize a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they provide you insights to the characters, why they make these decisions, things about Tannis and Angel and Lilith and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't think the Iridium slabs are actually that important to the main plot. They provide a very small background into how Pandora was made.
Yeah.
And they killed billions, apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's one thing that stuck out to me. I was kind of just listening to it. It wasn't too interesting. And then I heard, oh yeah, billions were killed for this. Huh. This, that's quite the bomb to drop. Like,
did you genuinely not find them interesting? I really enjoyed listening to them.
No, they were kind of interesting. But that stuck out much more than anything else was the fact that, like, oh yeah, apparently the entire race of Iridians was killed to protect.
It had to be done.
Yeah, and it was done by that one siren, apparently.
Would you be mad if they ever killed the Destroyer?
I don't think I'd be mad.
Would you be disappointed? More
I think I'd be like, whoa, wow, this whole thing, they destroyed it, and then
I think I would be
like,
very disappointed.
Well, yeah, because what happens after?
Well, if it's the final game in the series, they would have to really justify doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the like, kind of thing that if they did, I would want every single Vault Hunter that has ever been in the game and is currently alive to participate.
That's the only way it would make sense, because if you're just like even if it was like a group of 4 Vault Hunters, like, that wouldn't make any sense. It's meant to be like an entire race died to.
What if every single boss in the game is a piece of the Destroyer? Like, the whole game is you enter the Great Vault.
Oh,
and you're trying to, like, so you end up fighting, like, the fingers of the Destroyer, but the fingers, like, spew out different bosses.
That could be interesting. I don't know how this would work, because, like, areas would be really weird in that game.
Well, it could be areas because the Destroyer eats planets, right? So the Destroyer could be in and of itself just a planet.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like Unicron style. So, like, he's just got deserts on him. And he is the gravity of Pandora.
Cool. That could look so cool, because then, like, you're just seeing, like, weird mishmash of planets on the inside. Like, there's no sky, it's like a weird ceiling. Oh yeah, that could look really interesting.
It could be a purple sky, because remember, the entire inside of the prison is Iridium.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, like, it could be like, because you could. I'm sure they could come up with some explanation for, like, why gravity doesn't really seem to work right inside where the Destroyer is.
I mean, you just hear that the Destroyer is, like, super dense. Like, he is the gravity of Pandora.
Well, like, I was more meaning, like, you could have like weird mishmashes of planets, like, so like Inception, where you just have, like, the wall bending up, the floor bending up into the wall, and everything's connected really oddly.
I think that would be a very difficult game to make Borderlands work in, like, that kind of environment.
I'm meaning more for look, like, you just see in the distance, like,
so
the different areas.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I mean, you can just justify that as, like, that is just the Destroyer's, like, if you look at your own fingers, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can see the bits in between it always curves up.
Yeah. Oh, that could be cool.
Like, your fingers are planet-sized.
Or
they're continent-sized.
This has immediately, like, gotten so big. I don't even know if that fits on the inside of Pandora.
Well, no, like, Pandora's really big anyway. Like, And also, you just say, "Oh, the iridium this, iridium that." Like,
yeah,
the destroyer
sure.
is actually flying around in the overworld. Like, he could be very scrunched up inside Pandora. You don't know.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah,
you can do a lot with this,
cool.
but you would have to. There's so much justifier you would have to do, though.
Yeah.
I don't believe there is any threat outside of the destroyer that could justify releasing the destroyer. But
they could just like move up like an entire level and say that there are multiple great destroyers just roaming the universe.
That would kind of suck.
It would. They could do it, and then like you have to release the Great Destroyer to go out and kill the other destroyer.
This was what I was going to say. Is that Typhon de Leon said while you're approaching the second vault with Maya, in one of the logs, he's like, when you open a vault, make sure you have a second monster to fight the first monster. I saw that before the Great Expansion.
Oh. I mean,
there's gonna be a Godzilla spoof in one of the DLCs at some point.
That would be interesting. And well, what would they do for a Godzilla? They just have a big dinosaur monster.
I mean, if you've seen the size of the monster in what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Love Gun Tentacles. I hate the name of that. LGT. We'll call it LGT. It's way easier.
Okay.
I can't bother to say Love Gun Tentacles every time.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is massive. Like, this is one of the things I did notice while, like, because I started it last night / this morning.
Yeah.
Is that I did appreciate, like, how big some of Pandora's, and, like, it's not Pandora anymore, it's set on a different planet, but how big the monsters of this universe are.
Yeah.
And I
was a little disappointed in Just Cause Borderlands 3.
There were not many big monsters. I think there were Threshers. The biggest.
There were Threshers?
Probably the
I don't actually remember.
Dino Tyrant or whatever it's called, like the mini boss walking around Eden 6.
Oh yeah, that. I mean,
that's probably the biggest creature in the game.
I mean, even in terms of bosses, like the warrior
Gravemind is the biggest boss, or Grave Warden or whatever he's called. That thing has to be the biggest boss in the series.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was huge. That was cool to fight as well. I actually enjoyed that one because it doesn't have stupid invulnerability phases.
I always kind of felt it did when I fought it, though. Because I haven't fought it a second time, so I don't know if I could just, like, cheese through its, like, phases.
Yeah.
But it would always, like, fly away and I couldn't hit the crit spot, and then its head would come down and I'd get a chance to shoot it.
I mean, I guess that is more the strat with it, is just waiting for the crit spots to be hit, like, in a position you can hit
I'm kind
them.
of okay with that, because at the very least I can shoot it while it's not doing that.
Exactly. You can still do, like, at least a little damage. Rather than just knowing that shooting it isn't going to do anything and you just have to wait is a really annoying position to be in. At least shooting it in that situation, you know you're still doing something, even if it's not as good.
This is actually something I would like to complain about with OGT, which is there is the last boss I fought. This will tell you pretty much how far into the game I am. It's like a guy who's been summoned by the bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how you define bad guy in this. Is it the giant monster that you have to fight at some point, or is it the woman with the giant monster? Who knows? But
they're both bad, I assume.
They're both bad, but basically this thing gets summoned. It's like a guy who's been given powers. It's like an anointed person, but like, you know, reskinned.
Okay.
And I'd also like to point out, this woman is far superior to, like, Tyrene in power.
Okay.
There's no way that she's not. She's, like, summoning people from the void.
Is this, like, completely new character?
Oh, yeah, this is a completely new character.
Okay.
tied to this like great beast. So it's like another destroyer type thing, but like smaller and like more eldritch in nature.
Yeah.
Is you fight the boss, it goes invulnerable. It then puts a shield above itself that makes it invulnerable, and you have to destroy the little sort of stones around it. There's 4 of them at its cardinal directions.
Yeah.
And then you can damage it again. And then it will go invulnerable again after a while, and it would teleport off into like a different corner. You have to jump on a bunch of rocks and then destroy them again. But you have to like float around it, and it's a tedious like thing. And then you have to do it again. And I kind of feel like I get what you were going for here. I do. But can you not make me run so far to do these?
The bosses, like with the weird gimmicks, like where you have to go and shoot a certain spot, or go and like attack it, or like go and melee it. Like the final boss Tyrene, where
I'm okay
you
with
have to
that.
damage
It's very
it enough.
predictable when you're doing it though. You have time to like run up.
The running
and
up
it
is
gives
still
you a
annoying.
huge damage, but it gives you a huge damage payoff afterwards though.
It does,
which no other boss does.
It's not. It doesn't take too long. That boss doesn't really take too long, so it's not as bad. The climbing up is still. I have trouble with that sometimes.
You just have to climb on the back leg.
Yeah,
which I didn't know until my second time fighting them. I climbed up their front the first time.
Oh, well, like the little tentacles.
Tough. Yeah.
You have to.
You're not meant to.
No. It's I still like climbing out the back. Sometimes I just slide off because I don't jump right. I mean, that could just
it's not the easiest thing. It's not too hard.
It doesn't feel like it's. It doesn't feel like they're platforms that you're actually really meant to be walking up. I think. Actually, was there another boss that had like platforms you could walk up onto it in like Borderlands 2?
No.
Okay, I think I'm thinking of a different game then.
I'm trying to think it through, but like there was the biggest boss in Borderlands 2 is the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Right? And that you just like basically end up in its little lair. Maybe you run up the Leviathan a bit. You just shoot the points on it, don't you? To like pop its bubbles and then it will die.
Oh.
It's one of those bosses you just have to crit because like that's it. You shoot it in its crit spots and it dies.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think because there's the is it the Badasaurus Rex? Is that what it's called? In the Torg DLC. That's another hit the crit. Well, all of the DLC bosses are hit the crit spots. Except for the Handsome Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Because that's the first, and then there's the Hammerlock one, and the Hammerlock one is Jackenstein. You'll never guess what that one is. It's hit the crit spots. Yeah, the last 3 bosses in the Borderlands Studio sees the crit spots.
Oh.
And so is the Warrior.
I mean,
they were not inventive.
You can damage the Warrior elsewhere.
You can't on the other bosses though, and also you wouldn't want to.
No.
There's like no damage.
Yeah.
You basically have to crit him.
At least the crit spots aren't like too bad to find.
Jackenstein is terrible.
Oh, okay.
Do you not remember him? He's got those little prongs on the back, and you have to shoot him in the prongs. If you shoot him anywhere else, he reflects the bullets back at you. And because you're playing an Ultimate Vault Hunter, you instantly die to your like 8 million B shield.
To be honest, I think I've only fought Jackenstein like a couple of times, and probably with you. I don't think I've even done the
predominantly.
I don't think I've even done the DLC for my own on my own before.
Oh, that's shocking.
Yeah, it seems like one of the. I mean, I guess it's those huge areas in those DLCs that are just like. I kind of just don't want to deal with it.
That's how I feel about the Borderlands 3 areas, though. Like at least in that area, like in the Hammerlock DLC, there was a raid boss you could go and activate, and I'm kind of mad there isn't one of those in Borderlands 3. I'm kind of mad that Borderlands 3 doesn't have a raid boss that I could just go and fight.
Yeah,
I don't want to do
liked
the
that in
thing
Borderlands
the
2.
whole time. Like, I really enjoy the raids as they are. I think they're really good. But I think that maybe just putting in like an end, like a final boss that isn't Tyrene, that I can just go and fight and has the invincible tag.
Yeah.
That will just make me feel
nice.
good, right? That's all I want. I just wanted like another invincible I can go and fight, because doing the raid constantly isn't super interesting.
Yeah.
You didn't have to drop like great loot. It can just drop cash. Like I'd
appreciate if it had
boss.
like some unique drops.
Yeah, some
cool.
unique drops, but like as far as I'm aware, Wotan doesn't have any unique drops.
Yeah.
I'll check, because like Wotan the Invincible drops. It's the first result. It's a free DLC and it's the first raid boss. You don't know how mad that makes me.
What?
That he's the first raid boss. The DLC. It's free, but like
It wasn't. I guess was Terramorphous always there?
Yeah, Terramorphous is he was the final mission of the game essentially. Because you can beat all the other side missions before them, but you can't beat Terramorphous until you've beaten the game.
Yeah, but they could have just added that on after.
No, he's like a requirement to get the beat all the Borderlands side quests.
Oh, okay.
He is there the whole time. You can see him while in the bunker mission.
Okay.
He's fully intended.
Yeah.
There are some Mayhem 4 exclusive drops, turns out.
Okay. First you have to get to Mayhem 4.
And there are a few things that drop from Wotan. I don't know if they're exclusive. I don't think they are.
Yeah.
But they are at very least there.
Yeah.
There's like a rack pack and stuff. Yeah. So here's Rubber Raid Boss. I just want more, and I want like some. Basically, in the me world, I would like to not have to do the Black Site every time I wanted to fight him.
Yeah, you just want to go and fight
the Black Site doesn't
that.
give good. The Black Site's so long up until him, and then nothing else drops any good loot. Maybe the Valkyries, but that's about it.
I mean, yeah, that's. You just want to just be able to do like the main menu cheese. You just go quit to main menu, go back in.
I tell you what, I do appreciate that they have put in just like a TP to the two like Calypsos.
Yeah,
so I don't have to run through Heroes Pass to get to the Warrior every time.
It's really nice.
Because the way that you ended up doing that is you just said, oh yeah, I'm going to drop back down to normal, run there, and then go into Ultimate Vault Hunter so that I TP straight there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the fact that they did that. And for the vaults as well. Like, you just TP to the vaults.
There are TPs to the vaults, which is also really nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great things, like, for farming.
Yeah.
But why don't they just make it so there's a respawn boss button? Just, like, clear room, clear all stacks, basically just, like, reset room. And it's like, you get teleported back to the entrance, and the boss respawns. So you can't, like, keep your like, stacks to, like, cheese the boss more. And you can just run in.
Maybe that breaks it down too much to the, like, the walls between, like, knowing it's a game and it, like, there's being some amount of disbelief. Yeah. Maybe that breaks it down too much.
Maybe. I can see that being an issue.
Because, like as silly as Borderlands is, it's still, like, a world.
It does maintain the illusion that it is actually, like... that those don't actually respawn, but they do for the sake of argument.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I do think that would
appreciate a replay quest option.
A what?
I still appreciate a replay quest option.
Yeah.
Maybe there is one. Cool. I haven't found it. I'd like to find out.
Like, just replay certain quests.
Yeah, because like there's a gun called the Amazing Grace that I think is really cool, but I don't want to like go and get it again because I don't want to have the level cap increased on me and have the gun be worthless.
Yeah. Oh, can you only get it from a quest?
Yeah, it's a quest reward, and it's really good. It's like if you crit, the ammo gets put back in the front of the gun.
Oh, I got another gun. It reminds me, I got a gun like that as well.
Is it the King's Call?
I don't know. I don't know what it's called. It's just that effect. You just... it's an assault rifle. I don't know if that helps.
Okay, it's not the King's Call. King's Call is a pistol.
Okay. Yeah, it just has that same thing.
Yeah, like those are nice effects. Although I found something, and I was thinking about this earlier because I got the gun after beating the... Well, not after, but there's a boss in the Handsome Jack DLC. And it drops a gun called the Lucky 7.
Okay.
This is absolutely the way that Gauge should have been done in Borderlands 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to criticize a game that is 7 years old and will not have any more updates.
Let's hear it.
So, remember I was complaining Gauge isn't allowed to reload?
Yeah.
I think that's stupid. Gauge should be given an incentive to not reload, but should not be punished for reloading.
Yeah, so, that makes sense.
The gun, the Lucky 7, if you reload the gun, it rolls 5 slots on it, and you can either get... On each slot, it's either success or fail.
Okay.
And there's numerous effects you get for rolling slots.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read you them, because I don't want to get it wrong. So, there are 5 slots, 5 symbols. So you can have the following bonuses. All shots in the magazine deal critical hits regardless of aim, pierces the enemy and ricochets. That's the first effect.
Sorry, say that again?
All shots in the magazine deal critical hits regardless of aim, pierce the enemy and ricochet.
Oh, is it cutting out again?
Is it?
It's not so bad. Not too bad, at least.
Okay, third time's a charm.
Yeah.
All shots in the magazine.
Yeah.
Deal critical hits.
Got it.
Regardless of aim.
Yeah.
Pierce the enemy and ricochet.
Okay. So that's as long as you're hitting an enemy, it's
going to crit.
And pierce.
And it will hit another enemy, and it will go through them. Very good effect.
That's really good.
The second thing you can get... Remember, there's 5 things. That's the first.
Oh my god!
And you can get multiple of these.
Yeah, I guess...
independently, these can roll, so you can have all 5 of these activate simultaneously.
So it does. Wait, how many rolls is there?
5.
So it rolls 5, and there are 5 different possibilities.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get any 5 out of the 5. Wait.
You can get. You can either get 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 effects.
Oh, you
can have any of them trigger in a single reload.
Yeah. Wait, but only one of them? I'm confused.
No. You can have all of them activate.
Yeah.
Or you can have none of them activate.
Okay. And it's
right, so anywhere in between that. So you can have crosshair and all right, let's read them all and then I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Bullets. It's an automatic pistol.
Okay.
Fire. All shots in the magazine deal elemental damage.
All right.
Mushroom cloud. All shots in the magazine fire explosive rounds with a blast radius.
I really like this gun. This sounds really fun.
Fire 7 projectiles in the shape of a 7.
I really like the sound of this gun.
Right? No, I love this gun. I use it all the time. I think it's great. Sounds
really, really fun.
Because the thing is, it's still a Jacob's gun, so even if none of the effects activate, it's still, okay.
Yeah.
And if you want an effect, you didn't get one, fire it and then reload.
Yeah.
Right? This is what I think Gauge should have had, which is, or something similar to this, which is, if you don't reload, there's some, rolling thing through your magazine that's, one of these effects will go off.
Yeah.
So that you're encouraged to not reload, because further into the magazine you go, the more powerful your bullets get.
Yeah. That makes
That's
sense.
the incentive to not reload, and still plays to the whole Anarchy style don't reload thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as I was playing, I got Crosshair and 7 to go at the same time, which are the most powerful ones.
Which
because you just have 7 crits every time you fire.
Oh, that. Oh.
And they all ricochet, and they all pierce.
Huh.
Which is absurd.
Huh, that's...
On a flak crit build.
That's...
I melt if I get this. But I have to roll these 2 simultaneously.
Yeah. Okay. So
and this is what I like, is that this is how I think Mayhem kind of should have been. This is like a better version of Mayhem, in my opinion.
So making it more fun in just buffing the... In terms of, like, you buff the player, not the enemies.
Because when you buff the enemies, I don't feel like they're, like... I'm like, oh, wow, they deal fire damage to me now. That's just... I just die faster. Okay, great, cool. This is just...
Yeah.
There's no change in gameplay here.
Yeah.
And because it's so random in how it works, like, one area to the next... Either I just roll until I get ones that don't affect me in the slightest. Like, oh, I get a 20% damage bonus to my pistol and they don't take any damage. Oh, and they don't have any negatives to my fire damage, so they're just, like, slightly stronger. Like, that's all you encourage. Is you just say, oh, yeah, okay, the Mallow Black Sight on Mayhem 4, I just rolled until I got good effects.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ran through it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of boring.
I
would rather have had
they actually change
effects.
each time. The mayhem effects.
Yeah, it changes every time you change zone.
Okay.
So I went into the Tyrene fight with my, like, flaming King's Call. It had elemental effects 50% less effective, incendiary is 50% less effective, pistols are 20% less effective. So I basically spent way longer in that fight. I spent about 4 times longer in that fight because I just rolled terribly and didn't check.
Okay.
And it's like, that isn't fun. That's not a fun mechanic.
It's just harder for the sake of being harder.
Yeah, it just makes it hard. It doesn't make it challenging.
Yeah.
But this does make it harder in some ways, because my gun isn't consistently dealing, like, 7 times with crits regardless of aim piercing and, ricocheting.
Yeah.
It's an inconsistent weapon, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. It's
like,
more
add
interesting.
some inconsistency to the gameplay, that's fine, but it's make it so that it gives you... It feels like it gives you something, as opposed to taking it away. Like, if you gave me the Lucky 7 and said all of these effects always go off, but on Mayhem, some of them won't go off ever.
Yeah.
That will feel worse, even though it's objectively more powerful.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's about tricking the player into thinking of giving them something as opposed to taking something away. Which is why OP works in a way that Mayhem doesn't, and OP doesn't work. Right? Because in OP, it's like, you get better loot.
Yeah.
You get better loot, all these guns have new levels, like... Yeah, you have to regrind them, but, like, you're objectively stronger now in all versions.
Yeah.
But in Mayhem, it's just like, everything is hard now. I'm not even stronger.
Yeah, it's just... Areas are just tough.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, in the first few times I was doing it, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of interesting having, like, different enemies spawn. Having a few harder enemies.
I can definitely see that.
I can understand that would get very tedious and repetitive, though.
I mean, I said last week that there's 2 sides to this coin, which is it's really interesting or it's really tedious. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Because just, like, adding random effects reduces the consistency of every build.
Yeah.
But it's not... I think if it said before you went into an area, like, here's what the effect is going to be on the next raid, and you have to pay, like, I don't know, 300 Iridium to re-roll this, or you have to run through it.
Yeah.
You could then build a build that works with these effects. But it doesn't tell you that. And if you leave and come back, it changes again.
Yeah.
So you can't plan for this. So you don't have a variety of weapons and builds to use. It's just hope you get lucky, have fun.
Yeah.
And then you're rolling in and out constantly to get a good roll, and then like you're now trying to get good gear, and then you're trying to, when you farm on Mayhem 4, you need to have gear that can instantly kill the enemy regardless.
Yeah.
So now you're taking forever sometimes and instantly killing them other times, because that's how the consistency of the guns are going to work. I mean, they're changing Mayhem. I think they've realized that this Mayhem isn't particularly interesting.
Okay.
God, I hope they're changing it for fun effects. Like,
hopefully.
Make it so that enemies explode when you kill them. This will damage you as well. And this will be more detrimental to you than it will be to them, because they have more health than you and armor.
I would enjoy that. Just some like silly... Oh, that... You know what? Yeah. Like a big head mode. They should... Like, it's like
I think
old
big
video
head mode
game
is actually
cheats.
coming in.
Like,
no, I think big head mode, they're adding it.
Okay, good. Because, like all of the silly effects that, like, games used to put in as, like, little cheat codes or things you can unlock later. Like, that with some kind of effect on gameplay. And a bit of randomization for Mayhem would be fun. Maybe not low gravity. That wouldn't work too well.
Low gravity is kind of infuriating sometimes.
Or maybe just...
the floor is lava is apparently going to be a modifier.
Okay.
So they have changed it, so it's like big head mode and the floor is lava.
Okay.
I can see this being way better.
Like, bigger crit spots, but your crit spot is also bigger.
Oh, God, that would be brutal. You'd get one shot.
I mean, you're going to one-shot enemies, though.
Yeah, but also, you can then, like, it encourages you using the projecting shield. The stronger.
Oh my god. Creating use for certain items.
Because the thing is, I really like that shield, but the problem with it is that, like, 20% is not a sufficient enough increase to make its hitbox 3 or 4 times larger.
Yeah.
Because shots that weren't going to hit you have still drained your shield now.
That's a good point, actually.
And you could get shot from the side.
Yeah.
It doesn't fix any of the issues.
It's probably worse in some situations.
Oh yeah, like it should almost definitely have been like the shield gains like 4 times like durability, but it's bigger and enemies are just gonna shred it easier. And grenades can still hit you because they go over and then you just get blown up and you lose all your health.
I'd find it more interesting if it was like it diverts shield power to the front, so you become like pretty tanky in the front, but it has like, I mean,
that's what it does.
Does it actually like remove?
You don't have a shield if you project it.
Oh really? Oh
yeah, it just turns off. That is now which is the problem.
That's not. Yeah, that really isn't tanky enough for turning off your shield. Everywhere
you turn
else.
off your shield, and it's massive. 20%.
Okay, yeah, that's. I didn't even realize.
I haven't seen the legendary versions, but I would assume that the legendary versions have it so that if you shoot through your shield, you do elemental damage.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
That's what I imagine. That's what they would do. If they don't, that's a very big missed opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, can you imagine being like, "Oh no, there's this enemy. Like, I've got 4 guns. One of them is designed for like high critting and like shredding certain enemies, but like, oh, I can't cover shock because shields don't come up very much. Don't worry, I've got a shield I can slam down and pull shock out.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Or, like, hell, even make it so that there's a shield that if you do that and you shoot your ally, they heal. Like, it's not a wasting a skill point now, it's now just wasting a shield slot.
Yeah.
You pick what's worse.
Which is
probably the shield slot.
Yeah, probably. 1 skill point versus, like, doubling...
Your only shield slot.
Yeah. Doubling your ability to get hit.
To be fair, it would be, like, a support shield, so it would be very tanky and able to project out quite far.
Yeah.
Because that's what I assumed that's what it was meant to be used for. So you would put it up for your allies as well. And the downside of using it that way is that you're all in the same place, so AoE hits you quite hard. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's too slow to use, but then why not make it so that it can be used faster?
I don't know.
They're so close to something good, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah,
maybe it's just too hard to implement.
It's possible.
That could genuinely be in it. It's way too hard to track all the bullets going through the shield.
I mean, would it be though?
I don't know, Josh. It's made of spaghetti code. I'm convinced.
They're tracking all of the bullets hitting you. They do. True. They track bullets anyway, so they're just switching the object which they're tracking, or they're just tracking another, which isn't. It's not really that. They
probably have the code sticking about from Borderlands 2. Adapt that to the new engine. All of my other shots did that originally.
Oh, imbuing elemental. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Surely they'd be able to do that.
Who knows?
I guess actually,
I know. I'm
actually
thinking
about that. Maybe that would be difficult because you're trying to change bullets once they've already been fired.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Actually, no. That's a stupid way of doing it because the shield has to be out already for your bullets to be changing. So they just change if the shield is out already.
Well, no, because if someone else shoots to them, you could have it work that way.
Oh,
that might be the reason they're not doing it, is that it's adding effects onto people's bullets that aren't yours. And that's maybe not how they're tracking it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are some unique legendary effects that they're really not jumping on.
Yeah.
Although I like them being themed. I think that's something that really grabbed me about Handsome Jackpot, is that the Lucky 7 is absolutely a gambling weapon.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And all the chests similar to the D&D one, which I realized thinking back on when I must have been 15 when I probably played that properly, maybe 14, 15.
Yeah.
I'd never played D&D then.
Yeah.
So I didn't. So when you roll the dice on the chests.
Yeah.
And you can pay to roll too.
Yeah.
I always assumed that those were adding the two dice together, which obviously it's not doing. It's giving you advantage.
Oh, I see. I mean, yeah, I always just assumed it was just adding. Huh. That's cool.
I wonder how many people didn't realize that because they haven't played D&D. Because I didn't.
I'd expect most people who played that Borderlands DLC don't also play D&D or haven't before.
Yeah, it got more popular after that, but I don't think it was popular because of that. So
probably not, no.
Because I only realised when I was doing the blackjack mini game that's in the Handsome Jack one.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is way more skill based as well. Although getting a 21, near impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're never going to give up the loot, are you? You'd rather take a 20 instead of a 21. You're not going to roll that ace.
Yeah.
Even though I never took the loot anyway, should have just rolled. I just don't pick up greens. It's I really like those kind of... Yeah, who does? Probably me when I start trying to do the...
I rarely ever pick up, epics now as well.
Oh, yeah, I don't either. I'm just even the anointed effect will not make you better than this, Lucky 7.
Yeah.
I should try and get an anointed Lucky 7.
It's going to be for a different character when you get it.
Oh, yeah, it'll be here, have one for Zane. And it's I don't even play Zane.
Yeah. I think I do have a legendary for Mose. An anointed.
I've got one
Mose.
for every character.
Yeah.
I've got every single character's class mod. I think I might not have picked up Zane's because it was level 40 something. And I figured by the time I was gonna play Zane to 50, I would either have gotten one from one of my other 3 characters.
Yeah.
It just wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I want more themed weapons.
I would like that too.
I want a gun that shoots tentacles at people. That's all I'm saying.
A hentai gun.
It's not a hentai gun.
No, it wouldn't be. No, I guess if you're doing Lovecraftian. Unless what?
Don't worry. So like, I want guns that do that kind of stuff.
Oh, we're just leaving it, I guess.
Yeah, we're leaving it there.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's the nice guys thing.
The nice guys thing.
It's like, what if we put our two Minecraft beds next to each other?
Oh yeah.
Lol, JK, unless. So like, it's that.
Yeah.
What's the next DLC going to be? Do you think? Like,
I want
like they come out of nowhere with what they actually produce.
Yeah. I couldn't have predicted anything.
I would not have imagined for Hammerlock's wedding they were going to do an Eldritch Horror.
Nope.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about that, I guess.
What?
There's a little bit of a controversy, Josh. I don't know how to talk about it because it's one of those things that's like, I guess, yeah?
Is it about how Lovecraft was a racist and a terrible person?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
It's about... So can you just do me a favour? Go on the DLC store page.
Okay.
I can link you it if you would prefer.
No, I'm like right there. So yeah.
It says mixed, right?
For the Hammerlock one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. It says mixed.
Well, just look at some of them reviews for me, Josh.
What, the negative ones specifically, or?
Yeah, I would recommend the negative ones.
DLC is too short and not interesting.
No. That one's a valid complaint. I disagree, but it's a valid complaint.
They were going to recommend this because they really do like Lovecraftian atmosphere.
No, not that one. I'm trying to find it. Have they been snuffed out? They might have been snuffed out.
What were people saying then? I like one review. Someone's recommended it, just saying "gay people epic."
Okay, so this actually surprisingly does get to like the thing that was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never guess.
Oh wait, were people?
Yeah,
people were getting annoyed about that. Why?
Right, there was one in there that was like.
That's good that they were. I guess they were removed.
I can't find them.
I guess they were removed.
These were in the past day. But yeah, like there was a bunch of them that were just like, "Ooh, can't do it, gay."
Why?
I don't know.
I hope most of those were just trolls.
But the thing is, it doesn't make any sense because, like, no, they're getting married, but they were also like a key part of the main plot of Eden 6. In fact, I would argue it was the entire plot of Eden 6 was Hammerlock and Jacobs.
Yeah. That was the main thing there.
Let's say that like that's a valid complaint, which it isn't.
Yeah.
But why were you not making it before? How did you get this far?
I think it's because this DLC is entirely based, or at least on the surface. I don't know.
The funniest thing is that Wainwright gets like knocked unconscious in like the first quest. He's not even in it. But the wedding is so like it's like such a nothing part of the plot.
I guess on the surface, it's like that's what the DLC presents itself as.
Yeah,
so I guess some people that just haven't really
Guns,
played
Love,
much
and Tentacles, the marriage of Wainwright and Hammerlock.
Yeah.
Which I have a problem with that title.
A bit long?
No, because the whole thing is that with the subtitle. The problem I have with it is that Wainwright is a first name and Hammerlock is a second name.
What's Hammerlock's first name?
Alistair. It should be the marriage of Wainwright and Alistair or Jacobs and Hammerlock. It should not be the way it is. It sounds better this way, but it's wrong. What? You don't first and last name. He's not marrying Aurelia, is he? He's marrying Alistair.
It would have been. I think Jacobs and Hanlock would have worked.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Because
he's like the last Jacobs anyway.
Yeah. It's the only Jacobs you actually see in the game, so it wouldn't be too much confusion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little weird.
And this is the only time we will ever address one of these controversies, because we've now said it all.
Yeah.
That's my take on this. We never have to talk about it again, because it's such a dumb thing to have to talk about.
I really hope people were just being stupid.
I just really hoped it was trolls, but even if it was trolls, that doesn't make it much better.
No, it's not very funny.
Wow, they were jokingly like homophobic. Like, oh, it's so much better. What a funny joke! Haha.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't really. It's not. Yeah, it's not very funny.
So yeah, it's a pretty okay DLC. I would recommend it, but also maybe only get it with the season pass.
Yeah, I will. I'll probably get the season pass at some point.
Because how much is it? It's like 15 quid, right? Yeah, it's like 12 quid, and the season pass is 32. So
yeah, that's not. There are going to be 2 more, so
yeah, there's going to be 2 more, and like I would say for 32 quid, the current 2 aren't worth the value, but I reckon 3 probably would be.
Yeah, I mean, if it continues going in like the same, like with the same level of quality, like from what you've said, it seems like
they are all pretty good.
Yeah,
and there's some solid like jokes. Like the final boss of the Handsome Jackpot, I think is very good. It really hits on like the themes of the DLC.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, if you, I'm guessing you know what the 3rd DLC is going to be.
No, I do not. Do you?
They've it listed on the Steam.
Do they? I thought they didn't list it yet.
It says Outlaws and Dinosaurs.
Oh, actually, I did see that.
Yeah, coming this summer.
I didn't see it. So it's like June, July.
Yeah.
Outlaws and Dinosaurs.
That could be fun.
That doesn't sound like Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh. Do you think they're putting
if they're going to do Dungeons and Dragons, they're going to do it last.
Probably.
Because of how big that is. But I think DLC 4 is probably Krieg's DLC.
Okay.
I would be... I'm going to say this kind of unironically, but also kind of jokingly, which is I would be genuinely very disappointed if they didn't use Krieg.
Yeah.
I'm mainly because they actually killed Krieg's love interest. Like, out of the DLC, they killed love interest. They have to put Krieg in.
I have to say...
It would be a major, hit to his character. Salvador, I can take a leave.
Seeing as these characters, they're player characters, they're not... They haven't been given much in terms of screen time. There's probably a lot of other lore going on. Yeah. I mean, was there much in Borderlands 2 based around those characters?
They all had echoes, and then the trailer for Krieg had a whole thing with Maya.
Oh, okay.
Have you not seen the trailer for
Krieg?
I
haven't.
I'll put it in the show notes, and I'll send it to you now. But it's literally his inner monologue talking about how he finds Maya really attractive, and he's trying to fight himself from killing her.
Oh, okay.
And then he promises to go and get sane in isolation.
Oh, okay.
But they broadcasted killing Maya across the star system.
Yeah, so he's going to know about that.
He would have seen... This is why I wanted him to come back after Maya died. Can you imagine, Krieg hits Sanctuary with his big fuck-off axe? Starts tearing his way in.
Yeah.
You see him in, fight the Calypsos.
To be honest, it was weird a little weird having like Maya and Zero come back, because it feels like you're meant to know them, but you don't really. If that makes sense.
I think like you're meant to know them in the sense like I think it
like
was
you
a
know
band
their
called
general kind of character.
Bringing back 2 and not all 4 or all 6.
Yeah,
I think may have been like a rough call because Maya was my first character I played when I played Borderlands 2 on like PS3 in like 2013. So I quite like you kind of get to know their character as they say the things they say as they're fighting, and you hear a lot of their echoes, and you can kind of tell a lot about them by like how they dress and stuff.
Yeah,
but you're right when you say you don't know a huge amount about them.
I mean, I guess this was the same experience that Borderlands 1 players had.
Oh yeah, almost definitely,
because it's the exact same
actually
thing.
Characterize the character. I genuinely prefer that they make. I'm not playing myself when I play Borderlands 3. I'm playing as Flak or Zane or whatever because it's much better. And actually, I think it's the DLC that the Gunslinger and Tentacles, which is the actual name. I got it wrong. I was putting it the other way around. It does really well. Is that you can talk to loads of the people there, and Flak will have genuine dialogue with them.
Okay.
Like it won't just be like 3 words. He'll talk to each person.
Okay. That is something that it's it's Borderlands mostly feels like a lot of the time like self-insert.
Which I don't think it's meant to be because you see the next game in the series and like
they're
NPCs now.
That's why it does make it feel a little weird.
So the thing I was getting at with the like they should have brought back all 6 is that I played Maya and you played Maya, but if someone else didn't, they know nothing about this character.
Yeah.
And you haven't played Zero, have you?
No.
And Zero in the game felt nothing like Zero the NPC.
Yeah. When I first
think
saw
Maya
Zero,
felt more like Maya.
When I first saw Zero in Borderlands 3, I thought that was a like just a robot voice, like just a voice module that he was using to talk. Which I quite like the idea of. Like Zero seemed like a silent kind of part.
Zero said so much goddamn stuff. You have no idea.
Oh, in Borderlands 2,
when he goes invisible, he speaks. He's like,
"Oh, really?
You've activated my trap card."
Okay. I mean, yeah, I never really played him, so I wouldn't know.
He says quite a bit, but like your characters never speak in Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
They only say they're like walking around lines. And I think Salvador says something in he's like Tina asks, "Hey Salvador, can I make all my dwarves look like you?" And he's like, "Hell yeah."
Oh, okay.
And that's all Salvador says canonically.
Is hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he can say.
He doesn't speak very much. Even when you're gunzerking, he shouts once and then does the entire thing screaming.
I like that.
But it's completely unintelligible.
Yeah. He's just kind of insane.